Two places on this list are in U.S. Caribbean territory, and U.S. citizens can visit without a passport. What 8 places that will make you question if you're still looking at America? Glacier-fed lakes pretending to be tropical lagoons, a volcano that turned into a swimming pool. Not one of these spots is in Florida. Stick around because the final 2 on this list don't just resemble the Caribbean, they legally are the Caribbean, and that twist flips the whole video on its head. 8. Sand Harbor, Lake Tahoe, Nevada. Lake Tahoe is widely known for exceptional water clarity. At Sand Harbor, that clarity turns the shallow coves into a glassy blue. Tourists often react strongly to the view. Nobody expects this view at this altitude. Sand Harbor often has very clear blue water, with boulders sitting under the surface like they're floating. Photographers chase this light every single morning. Sunrise here draws a steady crowd of regulars. People paddleboard here in July. Same swimsuit they'd wear in the Caribbean. Then they drive 20 minutes and hit snow. Same day, same trip. Nobody plans for that kind of whiplash. Here's the catch. That water is melted snow. It looks warm. It is not warm. Step in fast and you'll gasp out loud. Your whole body will know instantly. There's no easing into it. The boulders that make the bay so photogenic are also slick and uneven underfoot. Nobody warns the tourists about that part either. And that's the easy one. Next spot is colder, bigger, somehow even bluer. 7. Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, Michigan. This one breaks brains first. It's Lake Superior, the coldest of the Great Lakes. But near Pictured Rocks, the water runs in bands of teal and turquoise. Visitors stop their boats just to stare at it. Even the captains slow down for this part. Kayak tours through here book up fast every summer. It looks edited. It is not edited. Nobody believes that until they see it themselves. Cliffs rise 200 feet straight out of the water. The color looks like the Mediterranean Sea. The temperature does not agree, not even close. Swimmers learn that fast. Lake Superior remains very cold even in summer. Cold water like this can pose a real risk of cold stress and hypothermia, even while it looks perfectly calm and inviting. The color never warns you about that part. A lake nobody thinks of as paradise, looking exactly like one anyway. The lake doesn't care what you expected. It just sits there, daring you to swim. 6. Lake Powell, Utah and Arizona. A lake in the middle of the desert, Lake Powell has nearly 2,000 miles of undeveloped shoreline. The scale alone catches people off guard. Nothing about it feels like a normal lake trip. Turquoise green water cuts through Orange Canyon walls. The colors can be difficult to reproduce accurately in photos. Most photos undersell the real thing. Houseboats drift through narrow side canyons. No wind, no noise, just rock and water that don't seem to belong together. It feels like floating through Mars with a tropical lagoon dropped in. Most visitors plan multi-day trips just to cover a fraction of the lake. It shouldn't exist where it exists. That's the whole point. The desert just isn't supposed to look like this. Yet here it is, every single day. Number 5 takes that same blue and drops it somewhere even colder, with a wild neighbor swimming right through it. 5. San Juan Islands, Washington. Northwest Washington near the US-Canada maritime border. No bridge, ferry only. Cold water, no excuses. Most tourists never even hear about this place. It stays quiet on purpose. The locals seem to like it that way. Whale watching season alone draws visitors from across the country. The water can appear turquoise green in summer light. It gets mistaken for a tropical filter online. People argue about it in the comments every time someone posts it. Then an orca breaks the surface. Now you remember exactly which ocean you're in. The whale doesn't care what the water looks like. It just swims through the postcard like it owns it. People come for whales. They leave arguing about whether they just saw the Caribbean by accident. Either way, the photos confuse everyone back home. That's the last looks like spot on this list. The next 3 stop pretending. Lanikai Beach, Oahu, Hawaii. Lanikai Beach often appears in travel beach rankings. No marketing trick involved. The neighborhood behind it stays purely residential by design. Layered blue and green water, calm enough for a kid to wade out 50 yards. 2 tiny islands sit just offshore, like they were placed there for the photo. Nobody planned it. It just happened that way. The view does the marketing for the whole island. No ad campaign required. No hotels block the view. Just houses worth more money than most people will ever see. And water that doesn't look real until you're standing in it. Photos genuinely undersell this place. At that point, you stop caring what the houses cost. The view wins every time. It always does. Money can't buy a better seat than that sand. 3. Hanauma Bay, Oahu, Hawaii. A volcanic crater, later flooded by seawater. That's the whole pitch. Nature did all the work here, no help needed. No construction, no engineering, just time. Crater walls block the ocean swell, so the water sits still, calm, turquoise, clear enough to see coral without even putting your face in. You just lean over the side and look. The whole bay feels like a giant fish tank. Nature built the glass walls itself. Hanauma Bay closes Mondays and Tuesdays, and reservations limit visitor pressure on the reef. Non-residents generally need a reservation, with limited walk-in tickets available. Hawaii residents can enter without a reservation, using valid ID. A place that used to spit fire now holds some of the calmest water in the state. Funny how that works out. Lava once moved through here. Now it's snorkelers. We're almost at the twist. The next two stop being a comparison completely. They just are the thing. Flamenco Beach, Culebra, Puerto Rico. Here's where it stops being a comparison. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. U.S. citizens can travel here without a passport. Most people forget that part completely. It rarely shows up in the conversation. Flamenco Beach is one of Puerto Rico's best-known beaches, no asterisk needed. It's also one of the easiest beaches on the island to reach by ferry. 2 rusted tanks sit half buried in the sand. They remain from when the U.S. Navy used Culebra for bombing practice, a practice that ended in 1975 after sustained protests. Vines climbed over the metal years ago, like nature got bored waiting for someone to clean it up. Locals turned old weapons into a beach photo op. Now tourists climb on tanks 100 feet from water that looks fake even up close. They take the same photo everyone takes. Nobody gets tired of it. The tanks are among Flamenco Beach's best-known features. Even the locals still stop and look. War left something behind and the beach just absorbed it. 1. Trunk Bay, St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. This should have been the thumbnail. It's not Caribbean style, it is the Caribbean. Most Americans don't even realize they could fly here without a passport. The idea alone surprises people every time. U.S. territory. U.S. citizens do not need a passport here. Travel typically involves a flight to St. Thomas and a ferry to St. John. That's the entire trip. Trunk Bay has a snorkeling trail marked out underwater. The watercolor is the kind that gets you accused of editing the photo. You didn't touch it. Nobody believes you anyway. Save the receipts if you have to. Stand at the top of the trail down to the beach, and you'll genuinely wonder if you're still in the country you woke up in. The feeling doesn't go away once you're in the water either. If anything, it gets stronger. These places are known for Caribbean-like water or scenery. This one is in the Caribbean. It's been sitting inside American borders the entire time, right there on the map, and nobody thought to check. 8 places, from desert canyons to volcanic craters. 2 of them aren't a comparison at all because they're actual U.S. Caribbean territory. No passport needed for citizens, though air travel still requires acceptable ID. The other 6 just have water that resembles the Caribbean, no tropical climate required. And the most popular one on this list isn't far at all. Just a flight and a ferry on a part of the map most people never bother to look at twice. Most never even know they're standing on it.